You want to apologize to anybody?
I screwed up, all right?
I hate Patrick Mahomes.
I thought that was like common knowledge.
Dude, the Classic's looking good.
This is totally right-wing propaganda, I'm sure.
Oh, see, I knew you were a cheater. And you're like, wait, what?
This episode is brought to you by Whoop. Whoop is a 24/7 health and fitness wearable that tracks your daily activity and gives detailed breakdowns of your sleep, recovery, stress, and more to help provide you with personalized insights and feedback on your health. With 140 trackable daily habits, Whoop can help show the positives and negatives of your lifestyle. Try Whoop for 1 month free and start the journey towards a healthier you. Head to join.whoop.com/mayhem to get started.
And we're live.
You want to apologize to anybody? Like me, you set me up last time. I didn't know that you were just spilling a whole can of beans.
I didn't know there was
you just
beans
opened it up, poured it out.
I thought that was like common knowledge.
I didn't know. This is like pathetic that I was, oh, yeah, last can's 12 fire.
Yeah, you kept running with it.
I've had no idea.
Oh,
I
thought
just
you made
took it for the gospel truth. You sounded like it was right.
You made it sound like Barbell Spin or Sevon had already talked about it. I didn't know we were actually
I think I was mid-sentence, so I just agreed with you.
Didn't we just talk shit about people leaking stuff, wanted to be the one to break it? It wasn't that. It was, we just happened to do it.
I say kudos to CrossFit. They played it off well.
Yeah, no,
there was no
that might be their best social media post
in a long time
ever. Just own up to it. You know, if something happens, obviously there were some layers that got breached. I screwed up. All right. What does he say in the campaign? I messed up. You know. So, yeah. You blew it.
Did you actually get a phone call from anybody? No,
not one person.
All right. I thought Castro might at least give you like a little dig in the ribs.
I was actually waiting for him to
I ain't even a joke.
Talk about murdering my family or something, you know. But no, they must have turned over a new leaf there at CrossFit. They're not going full like scorched earth anytime you do anything stupid. You know?
Speaking of scorched earth and murdering families, have you guys seen the terminal list?
No, I've not.
Bro, like
AJ loves that, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, that's why he bought a Land Cruiser.
It's Chris Pratt. Like he's got so much range, dude. Yeah. He's one of my new favorite actors. It's kind of like Man on Fire meets like Navy SEAL / Mill movie.
I've heard only good things.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
Books, right? It's based on books.
Yeah.
Reading and things.
Yeah, Amazon Prime was like, you could read the book, and I was like, why would I want to do
I
that?
will say, I read Lone Survivor.
Yeah,
and it sounds so nerdy. I'm sorry. It was better than the movie.
Really?
The only scene that the movie like did more for me was when they were like falling down that hill.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
when you read it, you're like, oh yeah, that would suck. But when you watch it, you're
like, how'd you survive?
How did you survive that? Yeah. So, but yeah, I feel like such a nerd saying that.
Because like the span of him like being basically dead alone, but not like in a coma, like all that stuff on the side of the hill, like being by himself, sleeping under a rock or something. Like I think it's drawn out. I haven't read the book, but it's drawn out a lot more than the movie movie portrays. Like the movie portrays, like he like crawls over to this river, falls asleep, wakes up, drinks his spring water, and those guys are staring at him. Like,
and it goes into a lot greater detail of like Red Wing as well, which was the helicopters that came to save him. So like it gives that more credit.
It gives way more of that. It gives a ton more buds and all that.
Yeah,
dude,
it's a great
so
book.
Crazy,
incredible book. Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
And we're done. All right, that's it.
I've seen a lot of compelling arguments, and I'm more and more leaning towards the NFL. It might be rigged.
Oh, here we go.
It might be.
I don't think it is.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Let's just try. Okay, sorry. Go. You go, and then I'll go.
Did we land on the moon?
I hate Patrick Mahomes. I hate him.
Why?
And everyone's going to say because he's good. It's not because he's good.
He is really good.
He is really good. Have you watched, do you watch those games? Do you watch the Chiefs games? Oh my gosh. Dude, you're playing against the refs.
I can't talk about the NFL right now. It's still
have you seen
oh, it's so bad. The calls are so
I don't even know what studio show it was, but Kevin Hart went on like, let's just say like
it
was,
NFL I think it was ESPN.
And he was showing him like
how to put him down, if like tuck him in, put a pillow under him, laid him down.
Like that's a good sack. Yeah. That's a good sack.
No, I mean there's definitely
all right,
so he's he's the best player in the league.
For sure. He's really good.
So they're trying to protect him. You know, I'm not a I'm indifferent. If you'd asked me a while ago, I'd have been like, I hate the Chiefs. But now I'm like, you almost got to respect greatness. Is like he is that good. But I mean, I think
I was totally
it's
indifferent.
too big to rig it. There's too many hands in. Yes.
Bro. Like, okay, let's
as a competitor, are you gonna let that happen?
But not even that. Like, how would you possibly follow a script? CrossFit's one thing, but then
I don't
like,
think it's a script.
In a game that's that fluid.
You sound like the people in the comments that are like, "Oh, they take steroids." That's what you sound like.
But it doesn't have to be a script. Like if it doesn't have to be.
You said it's scripted.
No, I didn't say script. I said fixed, like rigged.
Okay.
Because like all it takes is everyone knows that almost every play there is some kind of holding, some kind of face mask. If you were to slow down every single play of football, the game would never progress because you would be able to go and either be something like that guy's holding, penalty. That guy has face mask, penalty. Like it would never be fun to watch. But they don't. They just seem to miss those calls. And this wasn't in my algorithm for any of my social media. Like maybe a little bit, but football, but not much. It's all over the place in my social media. Like I think it's just because more and more people are like, "Hey, I'm fed up with this crap."
You could slow any play down and find.
Dude, they're blatantly obvious.
There's some pretty obvious ones.
A lot of them.
Or some pretty, I wouldn't say just some blatantly bad calls. I mean, I watched that game.
The 4th and 1 call. Did you watch the 4th and 1 call? It's bad.
Well,
it's really bad.
I don't think it's as bad as everybody says. So here's the deal is you've got when you look at the rules, it says, there has to be clear and whatever.
Dude, it's pretty
clear and obvious evidence or something.
Did they review it? They
reviewed it.
I wasn't paying attention.
And if you look at one line judge, he's got the first down. The other line judge has no first down. And then if you watch it slow, you're like,
dude, if you watch it slow, there's no question. Not even
a little bit.
Pull it up.
I've watched it. I don't know.
The whole half of his body's over the line.
It doesn't matter if his body's over the line. It's where the ball is, dude.
Yeah, okay. You can't see the ball very well.
So there's no clear and obvious. It's not about him. It's where the ball is.
There's so many
here's the deal: is
though.
like if you asked me that on Sunday which game or like after the Lions lost, I was all in on the Bills, 100%. Like I didn't care who they were playing, but since they were playing the Chiefs, I was like, yes, I'm 100% Josh Allen. Would love to watch the Bills. But even the tight end, I think it was a tight end that they threw it to on 3rd down, and he fell. And you're like, that to me was a closer to a first down, but it still wasn't clear and obvious to me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the no catch? That the ball hit the ground?
That is to me is a worse call.
Yeah.
It was they both caught it technically or whatever they
they both
didn't catch it.
You call it a simultaneous catch, but technically nobody has it.
Right.
And it hits the ground. That was not a catch. That's I don't think it's scripted. I think they just made a bad call.
This is off topic, but on topic. So, do you ever watch tennis and you see how they've got technology?
Yeah, the ball that can do why can we not do that with the
Why
football?
can't you put a chip on both sides of the football and you tell exactly where it went to?
Chip, you could put it on all the different spots.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious they still use the chains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with all the stuff that you can do technologically that you still have chains, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Why can they not? Why is it the field should be gridded somehow?
Yep.
And it doesn't make sense to me. But I don't think it's scripted. I
don't think it's scripted. I do think it might be a little rigged.
I think they do have some bias. There's some human bias in there.
Okay.
Like
the refs probably are Mahomes fans, possibly.
I wouldn't even say that. But like Mahomes,
you don't think you ever watch any other games? You have.
Yeah, but have you ever refereed?
Sounds like you got money on the game.
Have you ever? No, actually, I've never once gambled on sports. It would be bad for me to gamble on anything. I have a very addictive personality, hence why we're all sitting here. Have you ever refereed or umpired anything? It's the worst job on the face of the planet, especially when you're watching human beings at the upper limits of what is humanly possible speed-wise.
Yeah.
It would be granted, I will say, and this is not a knock on Mahomes, he knows that he's going to get certain calls, and so he's plays it up.
Yeah.
And you're like, he'll run to the sideline and stop right before, and so somebody hits him, right? So you get a flag. Why, as a competitor,
Yeah.
I think
know what I'm saying?
Froning would play that way.
I grew up watching Tom Brady in his era
murdered.
of what Mahomes is doing. And actually, Tom Brady, I would get mad at because the Steelers were actually good then, and he would be cutting our season short.
But I think there are more protections in place for Mahomes by far than what prime Brady had to deal with.
Mountain Ops has combined my two biggest passions, fitness and the outdoors, as well as sourcing quality ingredients. Mountain Ops supplements has helped me get the most out of my training sessions in and out of the gym. If you want to start taking your results seriously, I've put together a bundle of Mountain Ops products. New and returning customers save 20% on their purchase when you visit mountainops.com and use the code Froning. That's MTNOPS.com, code FRONING. When it comes to your health, some of the most important factors are the ones that you can't see in the mirror. Bloke specializes in men's health, helping you identify and fix the things that might be holding you back from optimizing your health. So regular blood testing is critical for staying proactive. Luckily for you, our friends at Blokes are here to make things easier than ever. Blokes doesn't give results with no solutions. They offer personalized solutions that fit your life, and they make the whole process simple and accessible. I get my blood labs taken at CrossFit Mayhem or in the comfort of my own home. If you're serious about taking control of your total health, not just your workouts, head over to blokes.co and take the first step. Use the code FRONINGPOD, all one word, to enjoy 50% off of all your labs. Recover faster, breathe easier, and increase your endurance with Airwave's scientifically proven performance mouthpiece. If high-intensity or interval-style training is your sport, try their patented endurance mouthpiece. I opted for the Mayhem 2-pack with one of each. For podcast listeners only, save 15% of your purchase at airwave.com/Froning. That's airwave.com/Froning. When it comes to training flooring, durability is the most important factor. With Regapol's established 65-year history, the decision for our studio flooring was simple. Made from recycled tires, Regapol floors are indestructible, durable, and easy to install, and has less smell than other rubber flooring products on the market. To purchase, go to roguefitness.com and search Regupol. That's spelled REGUPOL. Get strong, grow durable, and unlock your potential on Regapol rubber flooring.
And that's also just the league in general.
Yeah, it's just different. League's way different. If you watch that, it was like a 5-minute clip somebody put out of Brady just getting just.
But they also will let and I understand like these guys are runners more frequently, but they'll let Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson just get killed.
Yeah.
And if you look at Mahomes wrong, flag.
Oh yeah.
I'll agree that there's some bias there, but I would not say that it's rigged.
I'll say.
Also, there's a lot of incentive for the NFL to let the Chiefs win so that Taylor Swift can just keep
we get a bunch of hate
cheering in that
last
press
year?
box.
Yep.
And Mr. Pfizer can get his money too.
You can say that now.
Can I? Yeah. It's all.
Well,
everyone knows it's basically
Trump.
a hoax.
Trump's elected. You can say what you want now. This is
did you see
speech.
they reviewed all the drones in Jersey and it was literally nothing?
Yeah, it was nothing.
Why did they? I don't understand.
Well,
it was like the government. It was like training exercises or whatever.
It was training exercises. I guess FAA was doing it.
Yeah.
But then what would happen was all these people were also putting up their drones to try to check out what these drones were doing. So then there were just drones everywhere.
Speaking of
and
drones,
I'm sure there's someone who's like, I'm going to fly a drone because there's drones over there. I'm going to freak some people out.
Yeah, for sure.
drones. So this is a left turn, but on drones, they almost got Wodapalooza shut down this year.
Nice.
Because they had a thing in the media packet like you can't fly a drone.
Right.
And it's always in there, but for whatever reason I listened this year, and apparently people were launching drones, and I guess they were fine with it to some extent, but then the city was like, hey, if we get more drones up in the air, we're going to shut down your whole event.
Wow.
Because it's and you could tell like while you're there, it's a super congested airspace.
Yeah.
There'd be helicopters flying over, planes with like signs flying over. Like you can't fly a drone there.
Yeah.
And they were like, if one more drone goes up, we're shutting this event down.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Did they like say it over the PA or something?
I don't know. No, they said it to, I guess, the media. I didn't hear it, but Frank and Austin were telling me about it. And I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't.
Like when you tried to fly in Europe a lot, like there was geo blocking.
Yeah, and
they don't have that?
We got
they
in trouble.
They didn't have
Scott
it in
got us
Miami.
in trouble, and the girls still freak out about it.
Well, that was in that was in London. It wasn't geo-blocked.
Scott tried to fly over a Saudi embassy and almost
Yeah.
got us.
I didn't know the embassy was there.
We're on some embassy or some Saudi watch list now.
Yeah.
Daisy.
I am for sure. And then it was Rome that had the geo-locked thing. You couldn't fly within there. Yeah, they should do something like that in areas that you can't fly.
Ireland was like that. Like years ago, we went there and you couldn't even take off. It was just like certain areas are just like it would ground your drone. You could turn it on and not take off. And so truth Truth. You're saying that you didn't put yours in the air?
No, I didn't.
That's not the Scott I know.
I know. Well, I brought stock.
Disappointed
I
in
got
you.
stock footage of South Beach,
Okay.
and that's really all I wanted it for. So there was no point.
Dang.
Tom Homan has some good news for us. Said he got the amount of immigrants coming across the border down. It was the other day. I don't know how they get so specific. It was 544, down from 10,000. 10,000 a day. 10,000 people a day down to 544.
Jeez.
And there's some mass deportation going on, is what I hear. So he said he's not done. He's not done with them.
Well,
71 Mayhem athletes competed at Wodapalooza. I want to give a shout out to Austin Hatfield. He's the next coming. Scott, is he going to win the CrossFit Games?
I don't
Dark
know.
horse.
I don't know.
He's come to the Mayhem Classic as well.
He is, and he said, "Hang on. Let me pull
How
his.
dark is that horse?
Let me pull his exact."
Nah, he's
Very.
pretty fit.
Let me pull his
pretty,
exact
I'd say he's pretty
quote.
well known, right?
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, "Coming to dominate."
Before the event.
That's what he
He's
texted.
saying about Mayhem Classic, right?
That's what he texted me about the classic.
Oh, about the Classic. Okay.
Yeah. And Roman also said he's gonna win, so we'll see. But there's a lot of good athletes coming.
Dude, the Classic's looking good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopper, Pepper, Hatfield.
Sprague, Oh,
Sprague.
you already said Hatfield. Roman,
Yeah.
Gee. Should I just go down the list?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Let
Read
me-
the names off.
Hang on, stall a second. I gotta go to the website.
Stalling Classic.
I didn't read the. I've read them, but I didn't count them. I don't know how many we have.
Travis Mayer, Sam's coming.
Coming.
While you're getting the list ready, yeah, we'll talk about this. The qualifications that we used was Rogue's point system. We've basically sent backfill invite. We've got about 12 men and 12 women. We've sent backfill invites to number 30. They have until like roughly Saturday. It depends on when you get the invitation for how long you have to answer. And then we'll go all the way through number 40, reserving 2 male and 2 female wildcards. And at that point, once we get through 40, if we still need
We're
additional
gonna invite
athletes, we
whoever
just
the heck we want.
whoever the heck we want, wildcards.
I think we actually hit on all the men. The women are also stacked so far.
Yeah,
Danielle
they
Brandon, Brooke Wells, Haley, Emily Rolfe. Manon Agonies, hopefully I'm saying that right. Paige Semenza, Alexis Raptis. And then we've backfilled some,
Paige Powers, if she's gonna come.
I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah, the last time
TBD.
I heard it was a maybe.
Christine Colin-Brander's coming.
Yep.
Brender's coming.
Claudia Gluck, Abby Domet, Ellie Turner, making her return to competition.
Yeah, I think that's a
Backfill men so
decent
far,
story.
Fabian Benito, Hatfield, Nick Matthews, Spencer Panchik. Not to be confused
It's a
with
beefy
Saxon
list.
Panchik.
Yeah, Saxon said his wife is due
That weekend, yeah.
So
Understandable. Priorities, you
Yeah.
know.
Although didn't like Luke and Jen basically they had Jeff come on the same airplane in case Jen had a baby on
is
the
that what it
airplane.
was?
Yeah.
Nice.
And they had a whole different hospital I think that they were ready to like deliver in because it was so close to the
To the
CrossFit
games.
games. But yeah, I'm getting psyched. So events are locked in. You guys got the programming down.
Programming's
Starting
down.
to already talk about.
You know the programming now.
Yep.
So now if we know it leaks, we know where it came from.
We're working
Probably
through
Rich.
making. What's that?
probably rich.
I said probably
Yeah,
Rich.
probably
Yeah,
Rich.
Probably me.
It's gonna be a dope show though. Gonna be full on professional broadcast. Yeah, I'm getting really psyched. Getting nervous, but getting psyched. You know, it's like when you throw a party and you're
Yeah.
like,
Who's gonna show up?
well, we know at least we know the athletes are gonna show
Yeah,
up.
at least there'll be some athletes there. I don't know if anybody will want to
Yeah.
come watch, but
Yeah.
You'll be too busy watching High Rocks or something.
yeah.
I think we'll have
April 5th and 6th. We haven't decided on the number of spectators. It's gonna be a small spectator event though. But it'll be some
Ish. I
pretty
think we're doing
cool-
100 people more than last time,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
but we're
But-
gonna offer it up to Mayhem affiliates first.
Yep. Affiliate owners first. Mayhem affiliate owners first. We're gonna do some
Pays to be a winner.
kind of add-on stuff. That's right. Add-on stuff on top of that. Have some stuff. Try to condense the show a little bit, which be a little bit different, I think, than most, but it'll be fun.
What kind of add-ons are you thinking? Do you know?
Some classes and hanging out and working
Yeah.
out. And
Breakfast or dinner.
high rocks.
like,
Run a high rocks course through the gym.
people can think you're not joking.
I'm serious.
Let's just go there. Let's go High Rocks.
Serious, Clark?
You guys, High Rocks is just showing up. a
No,
lot.
no,
We-
we just keep talking about it,
I know.
and everybody thinks we hate it. I just don't want to do it. I don't like running.
I thought we talked positively about
Oh,
it
yeah, we
last
did talk
time.
positively about it. Yeah. No, we've already talked about high rocks.
Yes, true.
Probably
God,
too much.
shouldn't you make him do one so you can claim him to be a hybrid athlete?
No, I need him to.
I'm a hybrid athlete.
No,
Biking counts, doesn't it?
No, if people think High Rocks is big, the like actual hybrid athlete, whatever you want to call that, is way bigger.
Like, what does he need to do? Run an ultra marathon? Do a bunch of steroids? I think I already said that.
Just
It's an
just
old
bodybuild or power
Still
lift.
true.
And
Did you see what Nate said the other day? Or I was going through some of Nate Illingsworth stuff, which is pretty good. He's a pretty good follow. But he was talking about doing an ultra marathon. He's like, skip the 5K, skip the marathon, skip the half marathon, go straight to the ultra. He goes, there are people walking out here. He's like, I'm in dead last. And guess what? I saw some of the top guys walking, which is it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
50 miles.
that's what I would do. I would skip straight to an ultra.
Yeah.
When I ever do that, because I'm not gonna mess around with a marathon.
No.
Because you know you can do it.
Yeah, I don't have to train for that.
Yeah.
My shins and knees would just be.
You could finish too.
I could finish. My knee would just.
I mean,
lock up.
obviously you have to train to go
I would hate
fast,
to
but
run
I'm not
50.
worried about
you
going.
wouldn't have to train. You probably wouldn't have to train to do 50 unless there was like a time limit.
I mean, we did that 22 with Cam,
Yeah.
and I had not run
you ran the whole
anything
time,
over
too.
a 5K. Oh, I walked some. Up
There
the
was
hills.
some shuffling.
My knee was messed up, but we also had no food.
Yeah.
We got there at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Started running at 7, 8, some morning miles.
Yeah.
Turned into 22 miles.
Gosh.
I was telling Scott, Cam got me good with that social post.
Oh, he did get you good.
Oh
huh?
Yeah.
man,
Shooting the apple off his head.
it wasn't an apple, it was a product. So it was fantastic product placement. Like they did a great job, but
Yeah.
people were fired up because they
Oh,
did exactly what I did.
Flavored product.
As soon as they saw it, they stressed out and turned it off.
So what did they AI it or something?
No, they did. No, they did
CGI.
some VFX where basically they did
Layman's
two separate
terms.
shots and
Yeah.
combined them together to make it look like.
It was
You shut it
convincing.
off.
It was really
Very
convincing.
convincing.
Yeah.
Did he shoot him in the face?
No, he
Well, it was
shot.
like when he actually did it, it was just a dummy.
Yeah.
And but with the white hat on. But I don't know. Yeah. However they
Would've been
stitched it
funny if
together,
they
it was
would've-
like it looked good.
yeah,
Would've
it
been
looked
funny if they
it looked
faked it
very
and shit.
believable.
Well, because I remember, didn't somebody try to get him to shoot an apple off his head? He's
It
like,
was
I will not do it.
Danny Duncan.
Yeah.
So I knew that it was faked. This video Rose talking about because I remember the podcast
Where
where
Cam was like, I would never
he's
do
like,
that.
I would never do that.
No.
So as
Heck
soon as I'm like, if he wouldn't shoot an apple off Danny Duncan's head, he's definitely not shooting a product off this dude's head.
No.
Yeah. I can't believe you let someone do that. That is crazy.
I mean, after shooting yesterday, there's no way I would ever do that.
It was bad.
No, actually, I shot all right.
Oh,
I shot that turkey from 91 yards.
Nice.
careful! This will turn into a hunting podcast.
That's true.
People
We
don't
gotta
like
be
that.
careful. No, it's just an archery podcast at that point. We didn't kill anything. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
was a-
they don't even.
It was
They,
a turkey target.
yeah.
Yeah, but you're aiming at a target that's an animal. So
That's true.
obviously, you're not
Agreed.
just doing archery.
You're right. You're right.
You're wanting to kill
We got to
something.
get you a
It's
better
the
sight.
it's
so
the
you can do it.
intent when you shoot.
I wasn't trying to kill it. I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
hit it.
Well, that's nice. Just scare them a little bit.
Yeah, we need to
Couple,
start
couple.
one afternoon a week, getting everybody up here and doing the course and just
Yeah.
shooting for fun.
I do need a new
I haven't
sight, though.
shot since. I haven't shot in a long time.
Has anybody shot the laser one yet?
No, it's just I don't want to get. I would love
Laser
to,
one.
but it's like illegal in most states.
Oh,
the
the
Garmin. Yeah, I mean, I would
Yeah.
love to.
I'd like to try it. It
I
seems
would really just like to have a
I just wanna see it.
rangefinder on my bow sight to where
Yeah.
I could just,
Yeah.
you know.
That is challenging, like having to range it and draw back, and
Yeah,
sometimes
Scott,
you don't get to
isn't it?
range it.
Not when you got a Scott
Yeah, true.
and Scott misses.
But it
the
is nice
shot,
when you have
is
some-
so angry at you.
It's nice when you have someone else to do it for you because it's one less stressor.
Oh, dude, it's infinitely like
It's but that's it
that's
also
the hardest
adds
thing
the
about archery.
adds to the challenge
Yeah.
though, which is cool. But it is difficult.
Yeah. Scott.
I'm still not over it.
Gosh, I was gonna say something.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Nothing.
Was it
nothing-
about Berlin? Because Rich is going there soon.
Nothing can
Oh,
stop.
coincidence
man,
we
here
have
we
it.
are. Scott.
Hey, you're not gonna
Okay.
miss the Super Bowl at least.
Yeah. Not that I care that.
Was
I'm
that a
no.
worry?
Well, we're gonna miss the Super Bowl, but
Oh,
now
yeah,
I don't
okay.
care. That
Oh,
we're
now
missing
you
the
don't care.
Super
You're
Bowl.
missing it. Yeah.
I meant like you're not gonna miss the Lions in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl or have to stay up till 2 a.m. to start
Yeah,
it.
maybe that was for the best.
How many more years do you think they got?
I hate the whole window talk. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, their window's closed," and I'm like, I mean,
I don't think it's closed.
KC has had a window for like 7 years. So has the Bills. So
Well, that's
have
'cause they
the
got Mahomo.
Ravens, and so it's like,
Maybe the
I don't
Lions
know.
window will actually open once they get rid of Jared Goff.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Jared Goff is really good until he's not, you know, and then just has a really bad game.
It's
and
too
then,
bad that he's not whenever he needs to be.
I know. And then Ben Johnson, it's hard to say he's not when he he's been to the Super Bowl, right? It's more than Jared Allen's been, or Josh Allen's been, and more than Lamar Jackson have been.
Yeah, but I would say the same thing about Lamar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Has Lamar been to the Super Bowl?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Jared Goff has at least been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I'm saying both those guys are in the same category of not being able to win important games, which is all that matters as a quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, but
fair.
Josh Allen, he's got the refs to play against though too. So you got to think about that.
He's playing two teams at once.
It was like a perfect storm of the NFL has to get rid of letting guys audition. What's the word?
Try out?
Not
I don't
try-
know what you said.
Or they're
Audition.
like coordinators.
Interview for jobs?
Interview with other teams. Like
Yeah.
you've got to wait till after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or at least wait till that team's eliminated, or like do something, because I don't blame it on Ben Johnson whatsoever. I don't think he was like, oh, I'm done, but he was obviously preoccupied by doing however many interviews, and then like Jahmyr Gibbs is getting 7-8 yards a carry, and then on 3rd and 1 we decide to drop back and Jared Goff gets strip sacked, and then you let J-Mo throw a pass when we're down 10. Like, what are we doing? You just run the ball. You saw what the Commanders had happened to them with the Eagles, and I would argue that we have just as good a running game, if not better, than Saquon's pretty damn good this year, but the Lions should have beaten the Commanders. So
for sure.
It was frustrating. To have both coordinators just interviewing for 4 or 5 jobs, and then 2 days later one takes the job, and I think 4 days later the other one takes the job, which I get. Like, if you're a good team, and we've just never had that happen. The Lions have never had to worry about losing coordinators.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's bad taste.
But I think that is part of the reason why the Patriots were so good. Like everyone says, I don't know exactly, and I don't know the numbers, but like Tom Brady was pretty underpaid for a few years.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't take as much money because he wanted him to be good.
So they could pay other players, and I guess that probably is part of the reason. And they also just had breakout players like.
Well, I would argue that Brady had some really good receivers, but
for sure.
But he rotated through. Look at how many different receivers he had. The 1 year when they had Moss,
and they didn't
he
win.
had 50-something touchdowns, and they lost. So it's just like Brady.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Randy Moss is probably really expensive. That's why he wasn't on the team the whole time.
Yeah. Well, Moss was just really good when he was good, and then mentally, if he was out of it, he was out of it. So.
But yeah, that's what kept them being so good so long. It's almost like the team has to be like, hey guys, listen.
Yeah.
We know you're good.
Yeah.
Please don't leave.
Yeah, don't leave and don't,
stay for a few more years. We're
well,
gonna
you
do
see
this.
the same with like Tyreek. Tyreek was like, I'm gonna go to Miami and make a bunch of money, and then now he's like, this sucks, and you're like, yeah, you did it to yourself. At some point, is it about money or is it about winning? And I don't, it's up to you what that is, right?
But is it crazy to me to think that like if you just stay on a good team and take a little bit less money, like and you keep winning,
would it not pay off in the long run?
Would it not pay off in the long run? Like I think Brady probably knew that.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
I don't even know that Brady was thinking about money. I think he just wanted to win.
He wanted to
bad.
win. Yeah.
But I also do think in the back of his head he's like, well, if we win, obviously I'm going to make enough money.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So like, I don't know. I could understand it'd be really hard.
I see
to
both
turn
ways
down.
of it. Yeah,
and
that's the thing with like Ben Johnson
raise.
leaving to get $13 million from the Bears. I'm like, I don't fault him for that. I just don't like the timing of it, or the fact of like, wait till after you're eliminated to take some of these jobs. Like, was it Kingsbury?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not taking any interviews until after we're eliminated, which I respect the hell out of.
Yeah.
And he might miss out on a job, but
if he's lucky, it's that Bears job he missed out on.
There's no loyalty anymore in anything. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was always like my excuse for loving college more than I love pros, and now it's trickled down, which breaks my heart, man. It used to be a lot more loyalty, a lot more heart and soul.
Football has Notre Dame did well, lost, and that was like it was a bad 48 hours for me.
Yeah.
The Lions one hurt way worse than Notre Dame. I honestly didn't expect Notre Dame to go that far this year. So, and then I just didn't want them to get blown out, which they did, and then they didn't. Like there was kind of a.
I thought they held their own.
They came back and held their own.
They
like
were within spitting distance.
I turned it off because I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. They did better than I thought they would.
And then they came back. Bad on me for turning it off, but I just couldn't endure it anymore. Watching, that Lions game. I took Lakeland. It was incredible. She had a blast, and it was cool to share and like see her into it, and like cheering her head off. And even the lady that was in front of us commented on Instagram. She found the post and was like, it was awesome to listen to. She was into it. And then just watching the air leave that building, and then we just sat there for like, I think we sat there for 20 minutes after, just staring at the field. It hurt me so bad. Like way too much, you know, like should not affect me that bad. And then to come home, and I was like, all right, you know, I'll take Lakeland.
On to the next one.
I'll take Lakeland to the Lions game, and then, you know, maybe I'll buy some tickets and me and Trice will go. Violet could care less, and she's going to Europe with us. So I was like, I'll take Trice to the Notre Dame game. And after the Lions game, I could not bring myself to go. Like,
it was really painful.
I just couldn't do
Super
it, man.
painful.
And so, but college, man, it's just like, I'm all for kids getting paid. I'm all for.
I can't argue that they deserve it, but it's changed exactly what we were talking about with the NFL.
And honestly, I think it's just more of like the NCAA has zero power whatsoever. What are they there for? Nothing. And conferences mean nothing. I hate everybody's like, oh, Notre Dame's not in a conference. Okay, Notre Dame didn't have to split their $20 million that they made because they're not. And what does a conference mean anymore?
Right.
You know, Scott's a Big Ten guy, so of course he's gonna like argue. But I just like the whole. I'm fine with them being able to transfer. I think they should get one transfer, a transfer as well if their coach leaves. But I mean, I think we were on a thread, or we've all have the same algorithm, me and Scott. There was a guy, I forgot who he was, and the teams might be wrong, but it's a Twitter post, and it's him saying he's going to Oregon with a USC, him in a USC jersey in his avatar with a Georgia G tattoo.
Oh my God.
And it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for them making money and then being able to play immediately and all that type of stuff. But there's got to be some type of rules, and it just comes down to the NCAA's worthless.
Well, the teams, too, could maybe, I don't know if they could do this yet, but there should be something where they can have, like, you can get NIL money from us, but you're on a 3-year contract.
3-year contract. And I'd be fine. I'd be fine with that.
Well, this is what Dabo didn't like about the portal as much, because everyone gave him a lot of shit because he said he wasn't really for the portal, because he was more of he's a team guy. Yeah. He likes to build up the team. He's like, I'm fine. He said the exact same thing.
I agree with that,
He's
but
like,
you're going to fall behind if everybody else is doing it.
And that's exactly what's happening.
Did you see the Shane Gillis, Nick Saban?
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
So good.
Well,
Alabama Jones.
But the best part was, like, they did a kind of a out of the stadium, like the kick thing, and he's jarring back and forth with Saban and makes that joke.
Yeah.
And then they come into the stadium, and you can tell that
like
Saban is just like
wasn't happy at all.
Just soaking it in and so pissed. And Shane is just like, oh, I thought this show was fun, man. You know, like, oh, it was so. And then I watched an interview. An interview after, and Shane talking about it and how he and Saban wouldn't even look at him, and then needed help getting off the stage, and Shane tried to help him get down, and he wouldn't even didn't want to take Shane's help, but nobody was there else to help him.
Oh man,
it was so good.
Oh,
Shane Gillis
funny.
is awesome. Did you watch the pre-national championship Under Armour commercial with him?
Yeah,
where he's praying.
Yes,
he's like, I
haven't talked to you in a while.
I have not gambled.
That's right.
All right, I have gambled. You know, like it's so good.
Yeah, he elevated in my book on that college game day. I was like, I love this guy.
Game day with McAfee has just come back around. There for a while, I wouldn't watch it. I was just like, I don't care anymore about game day. And now with McAfee on there, it's so good. So good. I mean, I do like the fact that there's some parity, I feel like, across college football now. You know, the 12-game playoff was cool. I don't like and this is just me all complaining, but I don't like that they get a bye. I think everybody should just have to play. You could shorten it a little bit. I don't think conference champions should get a bye.
Well, the problem is the conference champions have to play an extra game.
Yeah. No,
so,
did you see where the ACC was like, oh, we're going to let our conference champion go, and we're going to make 2 and 3 play, and then they had some other thing that they were thinking about doing, but I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, if they don't give them a bye, they need to figure out the conference champions right now should get a bye because they played a week later than everyone else.
Yeah,
in that system.
Yeah,
but if you take away the conference championship, then
I mean, Ohio State didn't have to play in a conference championship. Notre Dame didn't have to play in a conference championship.
Right, but they played the first week, is what I'm saying.
Right,
but then you would need to go to either 16 or 8.
Yeah,
because 12 doesn't go down right way
without a bye. Yeah, I mean,
16 would be too many. The first round was just not good.
8 would be good. 12 was good. The bye is just tough.
None of those teams won, right?
No.
Or
they didn't. They have Texas won.
Oh, that's right.
think Texas was the only one, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Yeah, it was really weird this year. It was so weird that like
So long.
yeah, when the game was on, I was like, wow,
They're
college
still
football's
playing.
still going on.
Which I'm fine with. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It gives me something to watch, and
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, playoff Fury. That was even like I hate those. What is it, Dr. Pepper?
No, you hate the Dr. Pepper commercials?
Just because they overplay them. It's like when you hear a great song and then you just play it.
Have you seen the FanDuel Kick of Destiny?
That's so good, dude.
Hey, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Have you seen it with Eli?
And they keep following up now. Like I'll get them before a YouTube video.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, like
dude.
they've got little follow-ups.
Yeah. It's
No,
Eli, and he's sitting there talking in the mirror, and Peyton goes, "What are you doing? You look a little stiff. You going to a job interview?" And he's like, "Shut up, Peyton." And he's like, "I'm going to be a kicker, blah, blah," or like I've always wanted to. And it like flashes back to them in like the 80s. And Manning's got like one of those like can crusher, like forearm things. And he's got this crappy mustache. And Eli's out there kicking field goals. He's like, "Yes." And, you know, he's like, you're never going to be a kicker, Eli. You're going to be a quarterback like me and Dad. It's so good. It's so good.
You talk about sports gambling though, like that's the ultimate iteration of it. It's
Oh,
like there's
dude.
gonna be this fake kick, like
Yeah.
it's not
Oh,
even
yeah.
it's gonna be a staged thing,
Yep,
and people
yep.
are gonna bet their, you know.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've not gotten into sports gambling. I
did it
know
for-
how bad I know how much sports already affect me.
Yeah.
And if I had money on the line, I guess the only thing I could do is like
no.
leverage money against my team to where if they lost, like I've seen
You
where
feel a little
people-
better about
yeah,
it?
you're like, oh, I made
Yeah.
a couple $100, you
Yeah.
know, like
Be
that's,
good.
but I still, even fantasy football messes with me where I feel like I'm
Yeah.
like rooting for another player. So I try to like load my team with like like I have a fantasy, like a dynasty team, and I've got 4 Lions players. Because I'm just like,
because you got to
yeah,
cheer for him.
yeah.
Yeah. I
But
bet.
granted, it's J-Mo, St. Brown,
Yeah.
Sam Laporta. Actually, I only have 3, but still.
I did the sports betting for only the Super Bowl because like my dad does it, and if he sent an invite, he got extra betting
yeah.
money or whatever, and you got $200 of free bets.
That's
Then
how they
they
get
get
you,
you.
man. Yeah.
I know that's how they get you,
Yeah.
and I knew that, so I did it. Made $150, pulled all my
Pulled
money
up.
out, and I made $150
you
on
go.
the whole operation. Deleted the app.
Nobody does that.
My dad was like, he keeps to like send me an email. He's like, "Hey, did you bet on this game?" I go, "Hey, Dad, I don't do it anymore.
I'm out.
I'm not doing it anymore.
was a one and done.
I made my money." But yeah, no one does that because they get addicted to it. But I won't let myself get addicted to that. It's too stupid for me.
Too addicting.
I could see starting the year and like saying I have $100
Yeah.
and you don't ever add to it, but
Yeah.
you just reinvest.
My
You're
mother
winning.
When
does
would you
exactly
start that year? You know, you can't start January 1 because there's no
Maybe
good sports to
whatever
bet on
sport
right now.
you're the most
She
into
always,
at the
my
start of their-
mother-in-law does that. She does it with however much money at the beginning of football season.
But you have to have the like discipline to not
Yeah.
put more into it and just reinvest whatever you make.
Mhm.
I've got a buddy that bets on other countries' sports.
Oh yeah, that's how you make a little bit here
Darren
and there.
Gregory?
Like cricket?
No, like basketball, but like European
Yeah,
basketball.
European
Oh, wow.
basketball.
That's random.
I don't
Here's
have
a-
time to do
So
it.
my cousin, this is so funny. My cousin and his dad, my uncle, they shared one. They shared an app, and he was like nickel and dime. He was doing what you're saying with like soccer games.
Yeah.
Because it was like if it's like 3-2 with like 5 minutes left,
Yep.
you can bet a bunch of money on the team that's gonna win, and you'll make like $10. And you just keep doing that, and you just keep earning a little bit of money. Well, he lost his ass on one of them, and he bet on the team. It was like 4-2 or something in the last 10 minutes of a
They
soccer game.
lost?
You're like, dude, it's over. And he lost like $250 doing
Oh,
that.
Ouch.
And he still like make $8.
Yeah.
I feel like AJ hit one big a couple of years ago, like
A big parlay.
parlay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot which one it was.
There was one of our nephews was at the house, and he hit like a 6-stage parlay.
Oh, wow.
And it was on. I forget which game it was even, but it came down to like passing yards at the very end. It was like literally
Got
down to
it.
16
Those
seconds.
are the most
It
stressful.
would
The
make
parlays are
yeah.
the most
It
stressful.
would make some of those games that you don't really watch interesting.
And it
but-
makes it because the percentage of each of them is really high.
Yeah.
But when you put 7 of them
Oh,
in a
yeah.
row, it is astronomically low.
That's my problem with sports. That's what I'll always do, right?
Yeah.
And probably because I watched him win. But like, so with Notre Dame,
Yeah.
I did losing at halftime wins the game. And so the
Oh,
second half, I was
geez,
like,
yeah.
let's go, boys.
down.
They're so far
down
down.
28-7.
But then they made some convincing runs where I was like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. After they missed that field goal, I turned it off.
Yeah,
I
it was
just like,
awful.
I can't do this.
I don't know
anymore.
when I turned it off
Just
early.
way
It
too
did not
emotionally
look
invested.
good.
And then Darren texts us on my cousin thread, and he's a Michigan fan, but he's like, guys, guys. And so I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm like, kids are watching the movie. I'm like, turn the game back on. Yeah, I just couldn't.
I think this makes Michigan back-to-back national champions.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Because no one could beat them but Michigan on the road too.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably a quarterback away from being back-to-back national champion
Think so?
contenders. Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't watch much Michigan
The world
football.
may never
they
know.
weren't.
watched the
They weren't
Michigan-Ohio
very
State
good,
game.
but it was due to the
I just saw
lack
that.
of a quarterback.
I sent you that video of that guy trolling Ryan
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
There's a guy. He's like, it looks like he was like, hey Ryan, can we get a picture? And he goes to selfie, and he's like, oh, 4-0, baby, and like Ryan Day's face just immediately is just like pissed off and walks out, and he's just like Michigan, like go blue, you know. It was pretty good.
That's got to be rough, man. It's funny to me. Those fans are vicious. Where it's like even the Ohio State fans are still kind of calling for his head. I talked to Katie Henniger yesterday.
Yeah.
And she was like, I guess his wife got on social media and she was pretty hard.
Yeah.
She was like, what are you going to say now?
Yeah.
You know?
Did you watch any of the pregame before that with, McAfee had both of them sitting down. He's like, I appreciate you boys taking the time because you had to, you had to do the media, playing it up.
Yeah.
And then he was talking to Marcus about how he gets in there and still lifts. And like, you can tell Marcus Freeman's still in good shape and jacked. And I believe he was talking about benching 350 and whatever. And he's like, what about you, Ryan? You do that? And he's like, you can just tell he like looked like such a little, he's like, not a chance. I mean, you're just like, he just looked defeated when he said that, you know? So
Marcus Freeman, hybrid athlete.
yeah, hybrid athlete. Yeah. So they had some video of him squatting and benching and stuff in there. He looks like he's still could throw down a little bit.
You ever see the video of, I mean, this applies to a lot of guys, but you ever see the videos of like Saquon and Jalen Hurts squatting 600 pounds?
Yeah.
And there's a video of Saquon
cleaning 390.
I saw one of him doing like 405.
Yeah,
I
this
thought.
one was like from when he was a freshman, clean.
And it was like a nice squat clean too.
Yeah.
Yes, his squat clean is really
The
good.
pole looked so bad, and then he just drops
Dives
underneath it.
and it's
You're
like a pretty
holy
good,
crap.
and then it's a pretty good front
The
squat.
ones with Amon St. Brown and Equinemius St. Brown with their dad, where he's just like, making them lift and,
I watched that though, and I think about like, this is going to sound bad for CrossFitters, but I think about CrossFitters and thinking about like the genetics that they don't have.
Oh, yeah.
Like if any of these football players,
But I would disagree. There's such a specialty, and they're so fast twitch.
they
Like,
might not have.
I've seen a lot of the football players come out of, even high D1 level guys try to do CrossFit. It's just not the same, Like some of them are, but overall, it's just they're fast twitch guys.
I just think they're such freaks if they really trained it though.
Dude, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Who is that?
I don't know actually.
Like you look
500
at
pounds just a
look at
clean
other
front
sports.
squat.
So like picture like soccer for example, and how we're so far behind European countries.
Yeah.
Imagine because look at like Belgium or France, somewhere like that. It's this tiny little country. All of the best genetic athletes in the entire country play that sport. And by the time you get to soccer in America, it's like
but
it's
they've
like the
been
fifth
playing
sport
it
down.
since day one. Where here we don't play it.
No, that's my point. If the Saquon Barkleys and like LeBron James genetic guys of the world, not literally those guys maybe,
I was
but
about to say LeBron would be a terrible.
no,
CrossFitter.
but
He's
you
too
get what
tall.
I'm saying. If the
Yeah.
best athlete, genetically speaking, started playing soccer at the age of 4 instead of football, if it was our sport, we would win every single year.
Yeah.
And I think that would apply. Like if the best genetic people like filtered into CrossFit.
So basically, if we went full like communism on it, and like when you were young, you had to do that sport.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to in Europe. It's just that's the sport.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's like football, basketball, whatever
In China,
it is.
you have to do that, right?
For their Olympians, I think a lot of them get sent off at a pretty early age to
Yeah.
training facilities. And
Do they audition for it or do they get selected for
I
it?
think
I
I
guess
want
they're
to.
probably
I
identified
thought
and
it was
selected.
like. This is totally right-wing propaganda, I'm sure. But like I thought it was just like in their gym class. Like when they do stuff, in their gym class, they're kind of like graded on it. They're
Get 'em
like,
out.
whoa, hey.
Yep.
They're like, whoa, hey, this kid's good at this or that kid's good at that.
They move
and
really well. They're like, you should be
Yeah,
able-
like, oh, we're going to do gymnastics this week. And like, whoa, these two kids are great at gymnastics. Send them to the OTC. Or like, this kid's good at weightlifting. Send him there. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're just forced to do it.
Yeah.
They're just like, you.
Over here.
Maybe the best CrossFitters are genetically have a disposition to being like perfectly balanced between fast and slow twitch.
Maybe.
Probably.
But then you have Guy who's super, super fast twitch because he did a clean plus a hang
Man.
clean at 400, and it looked like 80%.
Yeah,
It was
crazy.
so easy.
and all he's been doing is running.
And all he's been doing is running.
It's wild.
I heard people were building that up because like Hatfield was there. There's a bunch of strong guys. They were like, "Oh, it's gonna be a showdown."
Nah.
And then
No.
he was like, no.
I would
No.
say everyone knew he was going to win.
Okay.
Hatfield was just trying to get second, which he tied for second. I don't know
What
who
did
else.
what did he hit?
He hit 380 because
good.
someone else hit 380. I wish I knew who it was off the top of my head. And you got the same points for tying. So
there's
Namchef
no point.
told him to go just tie at 380
Yeah.
because he was in the last heat, but Guy was in the third heat. And they knew he wasn't going to get to that. But I mean, I think Guy could have hit 20, 30 more
easily.
pounds.
That squat looked like it was nothing.
He had, I think he only had a pair of 10s left.
He
So-
was out of weight.
He was out of weight.
Yeah, so he was
Yeah.
like, I was thinking about like asking whoever was next to him for the weight, but he's like, oh, whatever, 400 is good.
Yeah. 400's going to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he had another pair of 10s, and it's like, well, it's either 400 or 420. Like, that's a huge
Maybe
jump.
maybe that is what it was. Maybe he had to do 420
Too
or
big of a jump.
Yeah.
Either way, it was enough to win.
he was out of the plates he wanted. Let's just say
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. And it was so funny because, I mean, he comes out and you just know he's going to win the event. So
Yeah.
everyone, all eyes are on him. And where I was at was like,
Did they get max amount of like lifts they could do?
no,
or-
three.
Three
It was three, yeah. And I was sitting on a chair because like I had such a long lens. If I went inside, I would have like seen his eyeball, you know? And all the people around me were towards the back and they couldn't really see. And so everyone's like, "Hey, what's the weight on the bar? What's the weight on the bar?" And so I'm telling like 10 people below me what the weight is for all these people. I was like
MC
I was MC for the
For the back row.
local area.
for the
in the crowd.
The
Nosebleeds.
bleeders.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, that was crazy.
Were there a lot of people there? A lot of spectators there?
Yeah, we had really like it was like the best weather because it didn't really rain, but on Thursday night and
cool.
Friday night it got cold for Miami.
Yeah.
And I don't think people like the cold.
Yeah.
Because there was like good crowds, but you could tell people weren't like they were cold.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that whatever is considered cold for an area, Madison pointed this out to me last time, at one point when we were in Miami, whatever is cold for that area is the same cold for every area. So what I'm saying for the people there. So like Scott from Michigan will tell you all the time that it's not cold here.
Yeah.
Because it gets a little colder in Michigan.
Yeah.
And then, so that's his cold.
Yeah.
So he'll wear like if it's cold up there, he's in a parka and he's got 2 pair of pants on, whatever. The people in Miami, when it's that kind of cold, like it's the dead of January and what was it, like 35?
No, it was like 40s
Okay.
maybe.
Well,
high
40s. Those people are probably in a
Oh,
parka.
Yeah.
And they got gloves on.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. It's
When-
the same everywhere.
When we visit my mom in Tucson in like for Christmas or whatever, I'll literally be wearing like t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
Because it's like mid 60s and it's our winter, so I'm
Perfect.
pretty adapted to our winter.
Yeah.
And people there are in full puffer jackets, hats,
Yeah.
gloves. It's insane.
I will say, with how dry it is out there, dude, if you're in the shade, it's cold.
it does
Dry
get cold
heat.
there at night.
It's
It is
dry
in the
heat.
30s at night there.
If you're in the sun, it's like it's perfect.
Yeah.
As soon as it was crazy. I'd never been to Arizona except for we went last year. Like you're in the sun, you're like, this is great. It's t-shirt weather. You're in the shade, you're like, holy
Freezing.
crap, I gotta put a jacket on.
Oh.
It's so weird.
Yeah, the fact that it was not hot there was so nice for me in Miami because I always just melting and then getting rained on. So the cold was good. And then the first day it was hot, I got sunburned and my forehead hurt so bad. And so the next day I wore a hat, put on sunscreen. It was the first time I ever gotten sunburned there.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened in like Pensacola?
Yeah, snow. Bunch
That
of
was
snow.
wild.
Yeah.
Like a couple inches of snow.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was thinking, man, if that was, and I was watching, I was like, dude, if that made it that far south.
Oh, I
I'd
would have
be-
loved it. That would have been
Can you imagine?
great.
Can you
Wodapalooza
imagine
in the snow?
Wodapalooza in the
That'd be
snow?
really
Yeah.
cool.
It would have been so crazy.
In the
Um,
Gulf.
Oh, dude, how did the Haley
Gulf of
thing
America.
happen?
Gulf of
That was
America.
that was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
We were,
So
we were in the gym, and I look on the TV, and I'm like, who's singing the national anthem?
She looks like Haley.
I was like, that looks just, we couldn't hear it.
yeah.
That looks just like Haley. Sure
Yeah.
enough.
So she did like a singing lesson thing, I guess, like during the week. And
There.
I guess so.
Oh.
And I don't know exactly how it came to be, but I think Bijan brought it up and she was like, oh, yeah, I guess I might do it. And so but she told me, so randomly she jumped in on Thursday night and did the Reps Ahead event against Alex Gazan. And I was like, huh, that's crazy. Like, that was super last minute for her just to jump in on that. And when I walked over there, she's like, yeah, I'm going to sing the anthem tomorrow. And I'm like, you're going to what now? Because I didn't even
Holiday
know.
Hoobie, what are you?
I'm sorry.
I didn't even know she sang. And let alone like come out in front of a crowd and like sing that. Because here's the thing about the anthem is if you mess it up,
Oh yeah.
You're a meme for the rest of your
there's
life.
no upside
There's
to do it
zero.
for her, because if she comes out and she sings it well, people are like, oh, that's cool.
Haley can sing.
Haley can sing.
Yeah.
If she
Haley.
comes out and messes it up, it's like, oh no.
I would
But
say.
I mean, for not being like a professional singer, like that's what she does as a profession, it was great.
Yeah.
And the
I thought it was
second
great,
time
like
she
right down the
sang
pipe.
it, the
That's
second
pretty good.
time she sang it, I told her this. I was like, the first time you could tell she was like, didn't want to like go for it fully on some different, because there's parts of the song you can like amplify a little bit. She didn't really go for it on the first one. She's a little conservative. Second time, she really went for it and like thankfully didn't crash and burn.
Yeah,
So it was good.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Did she have like a standout point? Like, you know how when everyone sings it, they have like one point where they like really go for it and everyone starts cheering during that time?
Well,
Did
so
she have
the
any part where
first
she really
one,
go for
the
it?
first one, she was just like consistent throughout, I would say. And the second one, I would have to go back and listen to it, but twice she
Smart.
kind of like went for a note
Yeah.
and didn't like miss it. So that was good.
Nice.
This is probably bad of me, but I hate when people make it about themselves.
Oh, you don't like when they give
National anthem?
the extra little
Nope.
little
hate it.
juice?
I wouldn't say she did that.
No,
I'm
no,
just
I'm
saying,
not saying
like,
that. I'm just saying I don't like when people like
yeah.
make it their
They'll like
own.
climb up and they'll
You're
climb
like,
back
nah, you're
down.
like, no, dude, sing it.
Yeah.
They'll go back
sing,
up.
This is,
Was it Chris Stapleton that did
Man.
it that
Oh,
one time?
gosh,
It was,
Stapleton's awesome.
It was
Best
so
ever.
good.
but yeah, Coach Chaffin, high school baseball coach, he would first couple games he let people sing, and then he just put the instrumental one on because he would get so mad. I guess it's probably from him because he would get so pissed that people, he'd be like, "It's not about you."
Yeah.
So he put the
I like that.
They did, maybe it was a Ravens game or an Eagles game. I don't remember. They did a saxophone. It was very cool.
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I was team saxophone for the
team
anthem.
sax. Yeah, it looked.
Scott,
looked
you don't
different.
play the saxophone. We all know what instrument you play.
French horn.
No.
That was my instrument.
We got to get you
Don't
on
make me say
the
it.
elk bugle.
Yeah, I
Gotta
know.
get you working on that.
I need to play the elk bugle.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. The first night of the team competition, the Jorge Guy Saxon, there was a event with the worm. I don't know if you saw any of the events, but it was like 15
Yeah.
clean and jerk maybe, then bike, then handstand walk, bike, come back for the clean and jerks. And they didn't go touch and go because, as you know, you should never go touch and go.
Yeah.
Well, this time it was a short enough workout that afterwards Jorge's like, man, we really should have gone for it because like they could have probably won if they went touch and go.
Maybe it means the
And-
workout's programmed improperly.
And he said,
He's saying
he's
it's
like
not a dig.
he's like last year we didn't go touch and go even though Roman wanted to, and we did singles, won the workout. And then on Sunday, it was going into the worm workout, and he was like, they had this strategy on the toes to bar where like there was two guys going at a
the
time.
other guy stays up.
They were going to stay up, and they also
They
were
did
going
it.
to do step through on the lunges the whole time. And
Yeah.
he said, he's like, this is like when I was trying to beat Rich all those years. And he's like, but it never worked. And because they basically had to win the event and
You
hope
just
for
have to
some.
they have to get too cute.
Yeah, and then they had to get people in the middle, and whatever they did, like it worked.
Yeah.
On the toes to bar, like they didn't screw it up.
Mhm.
It was perfect. And then it didn't matter because
They
were
caught and passed
racing
them. Yeah.
the was it the boys out there called?
Yeah, they
Chandler?
caught and passed them on the lunge anyways.
Yeah.
But Jorge stepped out of the lane.
Yeah, they stepped out of their lane, and it didn't matter even if they won because they had no one in the middle. So
Oh, so it didn't
whatever.
matter.
But it was funny that he said this is
what it
like
felt
all
like.
those times trying to beat Rich. they
Yeah.
tried crazy stuff, I guess. And I was like, did it ever work? He said no.
No.
It never works. That's what. Yeah.
It worked for. I mean, their strategy worked on the event, but the problem was Noah, Chandler, and Travis went too fast.
They did. They were really good on the worm at the end. They lunged fast.
They
I don't
kept
know how they did that.
they kept saying, which I'm not saying that they lied, but they kept saying like people were sending them DMs about being washed up. Who would have sent them a DM about being washed up? Why did they?
Sorry, who
Jorge or
Travis
Chandler?
and Noah and Chandler. Like,
I will say there are.
are people really thinking that they're just not good?
I think Training Think Tank has posted a couple videos of Travis doing some workouts, and like he didn't do all that great, like in the video workouts. But I'm like, hey,
he's probably not
the guy's
going.
been to the games multiple times. He's
Top 10
not
multiple times.
Yeah,
too, right?
like, hey, he's good.
And he's in the gym doing those workouts with Think Tank. Like it's
Yeah.
probably like when we shoot a Friday workout.
Exactly.
It's like the same concept.
Getting
He's
made
doing
to
a
do it.
workout.
You don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's probably like, oh, I
It's
gotta
like me
do.
doing 440 workouts.
Yeah, he's like, I
wanna
gotta do this
for 40
thing.
minutes.
Yeah,
Hey, it's way different when a guy who's done that much competition when he gets out on the floor, like you don't bet against those kind of guys. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I'll put on record. Travis Mayer's coming to the Classic, and I do not think he's washed up.
Oh, heck no.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Travis Mayer's not washed up.
100%.
Super fit. Rory did one of the 440 workouts the other day.
Which one?
The one that we filmed while you were gone with Ben.
Oh, okay.
We got some work done while you were gone. Yeah,
That's
we
good.
did.
Yeah,
It
that was a
bad.
treat.
You were off galley vanting around.
We
Getting
should have. There
sunburned.
should have been one more machine
Florida.
in there, but because I
Yeah.
ended up doing 320 dumbbell clean and jerks with a 50.
That's
That was it was
insane.
awful.
Is it double dumbbell?
No,
No.
it's single,
Oh,
which
okay.
isn't terrible, but it would have been better to go 40 single arm dumbbell clean and jerk, 40 cal, 40 step back lunge, 40 cal, but instead it was double
40.
Jeez, I'm sick. Dumbbell clean and jerk, lunge, bike or machine.
Machine of your
And
choice.
so you're just
Which he got me good on it too. I was like, nah, man, like I didn't have time to warm up, whatever. He's like, dude, it's literally just 40,
Yeah.
40, 40. And I was like, oh, I can do that. And start warming up. He's like,
for 40
for
minutes.
40 minutes. It's like, ah.
Starting this week for week 4 and week 5, people, among other things, are going to win that Rogue Barbell.
That's
that Mayhem
sweet.
Athlete one.
I didn't even know we were doing that.
People are winning the Rogue Barbell.
The one
This-
I posted
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram?
Yep,
That
yep.
thing's awesome.
It is radical. Yeah, I loved your response. It was perfect. But it's an Ohio bar that has Mayhem Athlete
and the M
branding
on
and
it.
logo. It's got that cool blue color that they
Yeah, it's
do.
navy and black.
That's
It's super
awesome.
cool.
And so people will win it, but you can also buy it. So what do we do? What do we call it? Show notes? Basically, we'll put the link
In the
in a
description.
lot of places where you
Yeah.
guys can find it. We'll throw it up on Instagram. But
I
yeah,
think
it's
I
radical.
also posted it on my Instagram.
You did?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
It's awesome.
It is
It
really
is
cool.
I didn't
Awesome.
even realize we had it.
It is really cool.
And there's one showing up at the gym tomorrow, next day, whatever. So you can throw
Bring it home.
a real one up, get some pictures of it.
Yeah. So is
Oh,
it
look at that.
is it the Mayhem Athlete logo on it? Is that
Yeah, there's
right?
a Mayhem
Yeah, in
Athlete
the- in
with
the
the
middle.
M on it.
Yeah, nice.
Both. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. You've never had a
Pretty neat.
barbell,
I had
right?
the R-Star
Froning
barbell.
bar.
You had an R-Star? Okay.
I love the Ohio bar. That's my favorite bar, though, by
Yeah.
far. It's just so versatile.
You need to get a couple new bars up here.
All my good bars are in the basement. I got that Detroit Lions bar.
We were filming some movement
I know they
demos
get stuck.
for
Problem is everybody, it's too cold up there. I'm not going up there. So the bars don't get used.
yeah. We were filming
my
some
fault.
movement demos yesterday for French Throwdown online qualifier, which we're programming the French Throwdown and Wadland Fest in Spain in Malaga.
Malaga.
And one of the bars just did not. It was
does not.
stuck.
It's like an axle bar.
It was crazy. It was
you
just
can't slide your
stuck.
hands around it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. There. Do you have a Billings made like a custom 2-person deadlift bar? Maybe I know you have the 4-person. Is
We have
there a
4-person.
different?
There is a Billings didn't make it. There's a solid stainless steel axle bar.
Okay. Is it
in
really
there.
heavy?
It's 65 pounds.
So Seth.
It's awesome.
Seth got like the Facundo dupe yesterday, where he was supposed to be up.
Always, yep.
So he's up here doing rowing intervals, waiting for us to come up and
Never
do.
showed up.
Yeah, and we didn't come. Waiting for us to come film movement demos, and he came to the office and he's like, there's a really heavy axle bar up there, and we had him we tricked him into saying, oh yeah, it's for the. We told him it's for the classic,
Classic.
and I mean he knew we were joking, but it was pretty funny.
Dang it. You should have let that one ride.
Yeah.
Every time I do anything in the gym, I'm like, Roman, Mayhem
Oh.
Classic.
Oh,
Mayhem
dude,
Classic. And he's like, oh, Mayhem Classic. Every time.
His
Yeah.
head's spinning.
Uh-huh.
When I left the gym the other day, and Sam texted me immediately when I left, he goes, "Hey, Roman's convinced I'm testing all the classic workouts because I think he was just doing a workout."
Oh, it's so good.
He's
That's
so
what I'm
on
most
edge.
looking forward to is just
In
messing
any-
with everybody's head.
Yeah, anytime Ben and I are doing a 4-time piece,
Yeah.
we just are like, I wonder if they're wondering what we're doing
we're
over
doing.
here. We should do something crazy, just stupid.
Just
I did
stupid.
a 4-time workout.
All those
on
440
Saturday.
workouts are pretty stupid.
Yeah, we should do one of those.
Yeah, I know. Roman was the only one in the back, and I was doing a workout for time on Saturday. And I was like, oh, he definitely thinks I'm testing one. Like I can see him kind of give me
Eyeballing
the
you.
give me the side eye.
Angela,
like
are you jealous? I got to spend some time with JR this weekend.
I am.
It was the Haley Brooke Sydney team was the like conglomerate of JR and Nick. It was pretty funny because Nick Johnson.
Oh.
He was trying to teach them how to use the worm. Because Haley has worm experience a little bit with you guys.
She's good on the worm. We did a workout with you.
Yeah, and he was trying to teach them how to do it, and then JR was there, and so I was getting some quality time with your boy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I heard everyone said that he's really mean.
He's mean?
Yeah, that's what everyone kept saying. They go, he's just.
You guys talk every day?
I mean,
Sorry, how many times do you talk a day?
we talk often. We talk often.
I don't know if
But
I don't think I'd say he's mean.
Sam said, he goes, I think that guy hates me. I said, no, he's just one of the least approachable people you'll ever.
I don't even think that. I don't think he's.
But
it's also you.
You're not that approachable either. I don't think.
Yeah, so maybe
you need to have D-Lane show you the videos that he's like. It's some clip from some show. It's a 1,000% you. It's like some guy in an HR meeting, and it's like your job skills are like 10 out of 10 or 9.9 or something like that, but your like people skills, it was like it's a 2, and he like goes on this rant. It's perfect. It's awesome.
the guy that has the bad people skills is me, or the other guy is me.
No,
They're
the
the same
skills.
guy.
Okay,
Right? They're the same guy you're talking about. The high, like really good at their job, but no people skills.
Yeah, well,
That's
it's
the
like a
same
2.
person.
You know, you got people skills, but it's like a 2 where your job
I
skills
think
are like 10
my
out of 10.
people skills depend
Probably
on
12 out of 10.
depend on who I'm interacting.
no, I
with.
Yeah,
agree.
me too.
I agree.
But at a competition, like I don't try to have good people skills.
No,
And
I hate the whole like
buddy.
I hate everybody that I compete against.
Well,
Sorry.
that's not even what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I do too.
That's what I'm saying.
I do too, but that's not even what I'm saying. Like, I'm not there to make friends.
No.
Like, I understand that, like, if I know you and we're competing against each other, even in just different divisions, like, you might have, like, a call time in 15 minutes. I don't really know. I may have a call time in 10 minutes. You don't know. I'm not going to, like, corner you and have a deep, meaningful conversation with you in the middle of the warm-up area. Like, no thanks. I don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that. Yeah. So I'm not going to put us in that situation.
My people skills are horrible at competitions.
Oh, mine are next level.
Frank was telling me that some media people were asking him about like classic details, like who will get in media-wise and stuff, because he said they were afraid to ask me. And I'm like, why? He said, because they all think you're a dick.
Good.
And
good.
I was like, dude, I'm in the warm-up area with the athletes, and then I'm trying to get footage, and then I literally sprint to the venue, like wherever the workout is. They had like 3 different stages, so I'd have to go to one of those. I get my content there. I have to follow the athletes back to the warm-up area. I go back to I'm literally just running back and forth. If I'm in the media room,
Gosh,
jeez.
Angelo.
If I'm in the media room trying to like get the stuff edited.
Yeah.
It's no offense to the people. I'm just not there to talk.
Years of being like, you build up villains in your head when you're competing, and then you meet them at the games. You're like, oh, they're really not that bad of a person. I might be friends with them after this, you know? Like,
yeah.
But until it's over, you hate them.
Mine is just so much. There's just so much to do.
Yeah.
I can't socialize.
Can't be bothered.
No.
Yeah, if you're looking
that
for me to just hang out and talk to you in between events, and
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. There are some people that I'm like, oh man, like that guy's really like my close friend. Like I will talk to them, but I'm not gonna like if I've seen you at a competition a couple times, or maybe I've talked to you one time, dude. I'm not gonna. If you're in the warm-up area, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm not gonna stop what you're doing.
No.
For us, because then, Because Hopper sent me a text one time. He goes, "You're about as approachable as JR." I go, "Dude, we're doing something."
Yeah.
But Hopper's the same way, right?
I was about to say, Hopper's one to talk.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
Because
don't know.
I feel like he's locked in too, and he's competing.
And I don't think anything
guess.
of it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't think anything of it.
Maybe he's not at like a Wodapalooza or something, like an off-season deal. But if it's a semifinal of the games, I guarantee he's locked in.
Yeah, you gotta be. What do you got?
It's just funny. It's like you guys are speaking a foreign language to me. Like my experience is completely different.
Rory loves everybody.
Oh yeah.
But I guess also like when I was working for CrossFit, my job was to get like if I was going to interview you later, like I would like to have at least gotten some
rapport.
Hopefully, well, not just rapport, but also like, hey man, like what's the goods? You know, like give me something worthwhile talking about instead of just the same old shitty questions.
With the athletes, I'm very at competitions. I'm super talkative.
Yeah.
All of my social energy is going into being like,
which you don't have much social energy. So
I do at
you gotta,
competitions.
like,
I'm the freaking fun squad, buddy.
It's like talking tokens, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you only have so many tokens that you can use.
100%.
Yeah, I'm the fun squad at competitions.
Oh man, that would just drain me, I think, having to be like outgoing.
Yeah.
That's like anytime I go to, not that I'm not an outgoing person, but just having to be on at events and stuff now.
I could do I could do the Scott's part where he gets to like basically prod information out of people.
It was so fun, like messing with Sam while he was coaching. Like
Yeah, coaching.
Me, sir.
Yeah.
I saw him being used as a crossover cemetery anchor.
Really?
Yeah.
On one of the highlights.
Yeah, Haley and Zoe and all them wrapped a band around him, and they're like, they're using him as like the rig and doing like face pulls on it and stuff. It was pretty good.
He texted me. He goes, "There's not much coaching going on." He goes, "I'm just making sure." He goes, "I'm stopping the girls from tanning and making sure they eat food in between the events." I go, "That's about all you need to do."
They had one event that was a pretty close turnaround, and they literally finished the event, and he's handing them like food and drinks on the floor while they're waiting for everyone else in the heat to finish. And he's like, they're like, "Oh no, I'm good." He's like, "No, you have to finish this before you leave the floor. You have an event in 40 minutes." And I'm like, "Heck yeah, Sam." But he said he doesn't like being a coach. He likes athlete
Yeah.
more.
No way. All right. Got anything else?
I think that's it.
Yeah, man, we covered it.
We're going to Europe.
We're going to Europe.
I would, yeah. Just give me a little bit more about that because we kind of breezed right through it. Like, what are you doing in Berlin?
Yeah. Well, we're starting in Barcelona.
Ah,
And then going to Paris and then to Berlin.
Right.
We are doing some just kind of meet and greet, hangout, workout to promote us using Hustle app in Europe. So we're going to hang out, work out with people, and then we're going to end in Berlin at Coaches Congress where we're myself, Facundo, Jake, Christy.
And Josh.
And Josh. Josh is coming too, I forgot. Yep. And we're going to do some workouts there, some breakout sessions, some like Q&A, some different speaking things.
Seminar type thing.
couple keynotes type.
Keynotes.
Yeah. I went to, gosh, man, I think it was Berlin, but it was a million years ago.
Probably for the
For Coaches Congress.
Oh,
but I really enjoyed it. It was a great event. Like they bring in some big brains, you know. So I think the people that usually show up there, they're like,
well, they missed
plugged in,
they
serious.
missed big brains with us.
Well, and then the Rich Froning of the world
yeah.
would be great to. I'm sure that people don't get to interact with you as much, so
Yeah.
they'll be fired up. Are the seminars sold out? Like,
I don't think we even sold. I think Hustle Up. We let
Yeah.
Hustle
Oh,
Up
just-
kind of do it all.
there's
We're
no-
just there to promote us being there.
got it.
With Hustle Up. So I think they were
Right.
giving away spots, I think. So
Yeah.
be fun.
Sweet.
Work out with the peeps. That's all I do. in
Violet
Vegas, work out.
apparently said she's spending her birthday in Paris.
Violet, yeah, we're bringing Violet along. It's her birthday trip, so
Oh, fun, dude.
she's gonna go. I think one day we're gonna go to the Versailles, which is the castle that where they lived before they got beheaded, Louis
Okay.
and Marie Antoinette. So yeah, Violet's pretty fired up about it, which she should be pretty easy in Europe, where Lakeland had some moments, So Violet's pretty in Trice. There's no way we'd probably lose him. So
Dang, and then we're home for 2 days and we go to Western Hunt Expo.
yeah, home for 2 days, and then I'm at Western Hunt. You're there a little longer than I am, but
Mm-hmm.
Angelo backed out.
Gotta pay the bills.
Sounds like your immune system's just ready for this big
Ready for it.
international
Yeah.
international trip. and-
Ready for it.
Yeah, so if we don't have a podcast for like 2 weeks,
Be a
it's
super spreader.
because we're going everywhere.
Yeah, it's because we're running around doing our thing.
Oh yeah, it'll be a minute.
Meeting the people.
Other big one since last time. We talked a little bit about your blood work, but now we're officially
With Blokes.
launching our Blokes partnership.
There were some wildly outrageous
Little
claims
confused.
on there. Yeah, like at
Little
no
confused.
point did we say that I'm going to do TRT or anything like that. I'm not opposed to it eventually,
Yep.
to support healthy levels. But
You did your
I'll go-
blood work and it was still high, so there's no point to
yeah, I'm like 800 still on
Yeah.
testosterone. So there's
Yeah.
why would
never been
I don't
800.
need TRT.
100%.
It's basically just getting a blood panel.
Wait, and why
having-
can't you take TRT?
I just don't want to.
I know,
Not
but
yet.
what if you would?
He could. I think what he's saying is like,
Yeah.
okay, so we put this out there. Hey, we're in a partnership, and people
were just like,
Well,
"Oh, see, I knew
trolling.
you were a cheater," and you're
Yeah.
like, "Wait, what?" Well, that I'm, using my using technology for my health,
Yeah.
So I think that's a misconception that we need to get out. Is like, hey, it's not just for TRT. It's not just for what's the other thing that everybody's hot topic right now? Man, my brain-
HRT,
Peptides.
you know,
peptides.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no, it's like, hey, I don't like going to a doctor. I don't want to wait in a waiting room. I don't want to do any of that. So telehealth, hey, look at my blood panel, have it checked every so often. And then, hey, here's some supplements that we recommend, personalized supplements. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And so people are just blown away. You know, and there was some good comments on there, but I'm like, hey, it's not just, hey, if you are healthy and want to stay healthy and want to like, hey, let's get a checkup and make sure everything's good, and you get to talk to somebody about your numbers, then
Anybody who
my LDL's high, my there's nothing high, you know, like I have 800 testosterone, but the problem is like my sex hormone binding globulin is high, so the free testosterone's low. Like, there's all kind of, you know, what soaps are we using? What's, you know, like, what are we eating? That type of thing, sleeping. So it's like, shut up.
So the misconception is like the solution side, like, but the analysis side is really what's happening, what we're trying to promote. And I think forget about athletes, like any coach is worth their salt. They're usually probably telling you to do this on a consistent basis anyways. And instead of having to go to like LabCorp every time, pay through my health insurance, whatever, a company like Blokes, so they bring it together to one place. And they're like, hey, here's the panel that you need to get a good picture of your overall health.
And then, hey, here's a number
and
that
then
you can decide.
We can
talk to somebody. And
then you can decide, how am I going to address this, right?
Yeah. So,
and some of that's like, dude, in the winters here, like chronic low vitamin D for me.
Really?
So there'll be,
hey, up until this time, because I am sick, and it's probably a really bad plug on it, but the Mountain Ops, vitamin D and K,
nice,
has been great up until now. Like, my kids and Hill have been sick multiple times, and this is the first time that I've gotten anything, and I've been taking it pretty regularly this fall, winter, and it's pretty awesome.
That's good to know. I'll give it a shot.
I think it's D and then K12 or something.
That's
like
right.
That.
But Blokes literally has they call it prescription strength. I assume it is, but like it's a much higher dose of vitamin D that I'll take once a week. So for example, but yeah, like the solution side is completely personal. It's like, yeah, if you're not a competitor and you're at a certain stage in your life where like
and your testosterone
HRT makes sense,
300, whatever, heck, absolutely,
that's your decision. But there's also many things that you can do that are well within safe for sport. In terms of vitamins and supplements and things that they can recommend. So,
and when I had my conversation with them, my telehealth thing, they basically listed the things that could help me or that I should look into. And then, because I was competing, and I still am, this was during the season last year, where she's like, hey, go check this stuff out. I looked at it and basically told her, hey, I can't do this, but I can do these things.
Yeah.
And so then we
came up with
figured up the plan to where I still could do what was going to help me. And she's like, well, when you are done competing, like, these things can help you more, but right now we'll just do this.
Yeah,
so
I just want to get that misconception out there that you only do it if you want TRT. Like, that's not it at all.
But if you do want TRT,
it's one way to do it.
Yeah, one way to do it.
They have that availability as well. Yeah, I think there's, again, like, picture the solution is one thing, but no matter who you are, I believe that you should be consistently testing your blood, because there may be something happening under the hood. You don't see it in the mirror.
Yep.
Like, that you need to probably address. And it's not necessarily just about your abs, it's about your long-term health. Anyways, code Froning Pod will get you 50% off your blood work, which is a big deal. And
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Great way to get into
Pod,
into relationship with them. Check it out. You don't love it, but
it's worth a shot.
I think they're doing great things.
Same. All right. Peace.
Dink to the link dink.
Dink dink.
Dink dink.